All right, so something's got a little out of sorts over here at my work area. I sat down before I got all my stuff together. Okay, so I started working on her hands today. This is the biggest thing. Okay, so she is in the process. I don't know how I'm going to do this videoing because I tend to, I have no shoes on, because I paint in my lap, and I don't know how well I will be able to zoom this in. And she's whited out so bad because she's white. Try something else. All right, so I start out by just drawing the hand on, and you see right here where I was having some problems with my charcoal was too big to go down in that little crack, so I had to sharpen it so it would fit down inside better. And that's not really a problem. So then I take a brush, and this is my, where's my filter? Yeah. So I take my brush. This is just an old brush that I have that's it's coarse on the end and old and stiff. So it works really well and I just brush it. I was kind of in between things, lightly, just kind of go over it. And this just smooths out my charcoal. So, because what I want my dolls to look like are more like a, charcoal that is just drawn on a 3D object. I want it to look like a little charcoal drawing. I can't get a lot of perfection on these things. Let's see here, I've got a knuckle. So if you want like a simple way to do this, I put like 2 lines for this knuckle, and then 3 lines for that knuckle. So if you want if you're doing a lot of these dolls and you're like hands, that's just a good formula. And then just like 3 lines for the thumb knuckle, and then that's the only knuckle you really have. And then I always put like shading in the hand. Let me see, can y'all see that? And that little bit of shading right there that represents the palm of the hand. Put a little shading right there in this crease. Now the charcoal I'm using is on a pencil that has the paper. I don't know if you saw that when I was messing with the drawing with it. It has the paper that tears off. So it's a soft. This one is just called soft. But you do want to work with a soft one so it will smear like this one's doing. There's a couple areas I want to extend a line. You see, I just keep it really loose. I don't get down worried about the detail being perfect. I think that's great, but I think I'd go nuts if I did that all the time, because once you get into that, you get really OCD, and the more perfect you try to make it, the crazier it makes you. I just don't want these to make me crazy. I just want them to be fun. So I wanted more gray on her hand. Another little thing I always do is I come up the wrist to kind of represent the, inside of your wrist. And all this time I can't really show you, all this time, let me move something. I have, this is my stash of charcoal, and that is where I get my, when I shave it, when I will sharpen it, I will put a little bit in there, and then I can come back if I need it and add more black. And one of the places I needed some black was, I just didn't have enough, and I don't want to draw a line. And she's got her elbows show, and I really didn't draw elbows, but I am definitely going to give her some shading right here. Yeah, this is really hard to do. I don't know how people do this and get what they're doing. I want to give that little area right there some shading. Just kind of. And then if you look at your arm, you've got a lot of muscles that go up and down your arm. And then on the back, I usually do little bit on the back side of the wrist. Originally I was going to try to do this straight down on the table, but I couldn't because I put them in my lap. This is how I draw, and so I thought I could not draw this way. Not happening. I decided to wait on her face, and I will tell you why. I get all excited about the face, and then I'm just done. You know, that's good for me. And I wanted to spend a lot more time on her arms. She has really pretty arms, and I didn't want to get so tied up. I'll spend so much time on her face. And this way, this will be done, and I won't have to worry about it. I should do arms first anyway, just to get that part. It's not that it's not fun to do an arm. It's just that it's time consuming, and there's not a lot of beauty in it. It's just a thing. This doll had a broken arm, by the way, and they glued it together. So she's got that. So anyway, is that gonna show? Probably her final pictures, but you can see now her hand's really dark. Now, if your hand gets too dark, I always keep eraser. I need an eraser around, and you can just pull out a little bit of that color. Not that I want everybody copying me on how to do this, but if you want to know how to do it, this is how to do it. And actually, I liked it dark, so I'm going to go back and make it dark again. It just works. Oh, I want her to have a little bit more in her hand. She's got this line where your thumb is. Give her hand a little bit more personality. Now you got to do another one.